Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. And if you own the ISO20022 Compliant Tokens like I do, you probably want to hear this, and this is something that you need to think about because it's pretty important information. At least I consider it to be so. Now, I pretty much own every ISO 222 compliant token that you think of. XRP, XLM, Algorand, Quant, Link, all of them. Alliance Block, you name them, I like them, and they're kind of my favorite tokens across the board. And it started because I wanted to capitalize on the banking reset. And that is a great play and a phenomenal opportunity. But here's what I want to talk about. Those particular tokens, and most of them are layer ones, but those particular tokens really are going to lead the entire sector of blockchain, Web3, DeFi, the metaverse. I truly believe that. So we got banking covered, check. But because of what it offers, everything pretty much starts with money, some way, shape, or form, right? And then you got supply chain. Well, because of the interoperability and that most of them are layer ones, they are going to dominate that sector. And supply chain, I really believe that it may rival what those tokens can do in banking. And then you got tokenization of assets, and that's going to lead into DeFi and everything else. These tokens are going to dominate that sector, whether it's Alliance Block or Chainlink or Quant in that sector. Every one of them has unique application, and most of them can be used in pretty much every sector in some way, shape, or form. It just depends on how that all comes together. But now, here's what I kind of want to bring to your attention. There's two other things that I want you to think about. Because I was talking to a developer, and we were talking about how good Matic is doing. And I'm not giving you financial advice, and Matic's not an ISO 20022 compliant token. But you need to take a hard look at that. I believe everyone needs to own Matic. Again, not financial advice. But we were talking about Starbucks and Matic and a lot of different projects that Matic has. And he told me, he said, you do realize that all these corporations are going to have their own private blockchain. And I was like, no, I didn't. I said, I had a lot of concern a couple of months ago that JP Morgan and a lot of the other banks, R3 Quarter, they have private blockchains, and I was a little concerned about that. And then someone told me how no matter what private blockchain, say JP Morgan has, if they want to be connected to the rest of the world, they got to have all these interoperability tokens like, say, Quant. So that made me feel really good, got me pumped up again in the banking sector. But now I want you to think about this. Every corporation, and let's say 5 years from now, the majority of all major corporations from Coca-Cola to Starbucks, McDonald's, Walmart, you name it, they will all be running pretty much full force on blockchain and in Web3 and in the new technology. It might not quite be there yet, but they will be well into the process, definitely on the payment side and the supply chain side. But now let's think about it. So they have their private blockchain. Well, the tokens that have the interoperability to tie all those together, like Chainlink or Quant, probably the XRP ledger will be used a lot. Those are going to do extremely well in that sector. Now, to me, it gets better. Now, what's next after that? Everything on the planet is going to be tied together. And that gets you thinking about IOTA and projects like that, maybe Constellation DAG. Think about it, guys. Fast forward 10 years from now, we're going to have self-driving cars. The traffic lights are going to be linked probably to those cars. You know, everything's going to be linked together. The metaverse, your payments, DeFi, everything. Satellites, drones. You're going to, be in the metaverse, probably order food. Now, this is probably more like 10 years from now, but you're going to order food and the drone's going to drop off the food. All that is going to be the software tied into the hardware, and these tokens are going to lead the way. They are the leaders to make all that happen, no matter what sector you're talking about. Now, to give you the negative, if there is one, yes, there could be some other project, some new technology come out, and this is already obsolete, and we don't even know it. But I don't think so, and hopefully there will be a lot of time to get out, because we should be able to see that coming. But as it sits now, the way I see it, again, not financial advice, and I'm going to give you how I plan to maybe stack some of these projects at the end. But the way I see it, the foundation of everything Web3 and blockchain and that's coming down the pipe in the next 100 years, these projects are probably the ones that you should consider the foundation. Because yes, it starts with payments of some kind, money of some kind, but these are some of the best projects out there. And I've tried to really figure out which ones are the best of the best, and we'll have that conversation one day. It's a tough conversation, because as soon as I think I have one that I might put to number 3 or number 4, everything changes. But I will tell you this: take a deep dive and don't just look at these ISO20022 compliant tokens as banking tokens, because they are way more than that. And my thoughts long term is I'm thinking about just stacking some small bags across the board in all of my favorite projects that we're talking about, and then just put it in cold storage and let them sit there and not even check them for 5 years. Now, that's money I can afford to lose, not big money, nothing like that, but I can't even imagine what, say, Alliance Block or HBAR will be worth in 10 years. However, I will have bought and sold those probably 100 times between now and then. That's just me. Now, this is not financial advice again, but guys, I don't care how much you like a project, how much you like a token. I 100% am convinced that you need to take your project every bull run. Because if you check the history books of crypto since inception, there's never been a project that you wish you would have just held on the whole time, knowing what we know now. And it's going to be many, many years before crypto, something takes off and runs in 10x, 50x's, and then maybe goes sideways and stays at that level. It's a long, it's at least 5 to 10 bull runs away before we start to see some normalization, kind of like, say, the stock market. Once the institutions get here, 3 or 4 years after that, yes, let's just hypothetically say Bitcoin is at $250,000, whether that's 2 years or 10 years from now. Yes, it may fall back to 180 in a bear market or with some bad news or in a recession, kind of like stocks. But as it sits right now, in my opinion, the next bull run, you need to take those profit, guys. You'll have plenty of chances to buy them back. Now, I don't know if this next bull run is going to last 4 months or 4 years. Hopefully it'll be 4 years, but we'll just play it by ear when that happens. Anyway, guys, that's my thoughts. But you know, when I talked to the developer, and I just realized every single corporation in America, around the world, is going to have its own private blockchain. That got me thinking, what's going to tie those together? Yes, that's another market in itself of the technology they're going to use, but mainly those are probably corporations setting up their private blockchains, like JP Morgan had just cloned theirs, or you know, whatever. I'm not a tech guy. I know it's not that hard to literally create your own chain on, say, top of Ethereum. You know, they'll have white label projects, I'm sure, like at Cosmos. You just, you know, they write you a script, it's already pre-written, but all that's got to be tied in together, and that's where these tokens come in. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment sections. I'm really curious. But private blockchains, supply chains, tokenization of assets, the interoperability of the hardware and the software in the future, and banking is the foundation of everything pretty much coming down the pipe. Whether it's the metaverse, for example, or whatever, you're going to go everywhere from DeFi to the metaverse, back and forth to everything. It's all going to be one thing. And projects like Quant are really going to be tokens you want to own. Chainlink, Quant, HBAR, Algorand, XDC, XRP, XLM. Those are the ones, guys. Anyway, that's all I got. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification so you don't miss anything. And either way, guys, hit that like button. It really helps us out a lot, and we appreciate it. And come back and be part of this community. Take care.